Hey YouTube, welcome back to another tier list video. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and I want to give a shout out to one of you guys actually for suggesting this video idea to me to make a tier list of all the Rocket League player anthems. I don't remember exactly who suggested it or on which video, but you know who you are, so shout out to you. Currently, there are about like 90 plus player anthems in the game. We're in Season 7 right now, and that is just way too many to go through individually. I am going to try to go through as many of them as I can, but there are some that are like grouped together in their own albums, such as like Behind the Samples or Behind the Scenes, Love is Love, the Rocket League OST Volumes 1 and 2, stuff like that. So I'm probably just going to group them together and put them in a single tier for those. I have two criteria that go into placing each of these in the tiers. So A, how good of a song is it? And that's pretty subjective. And B, how well do I think it works as a player anthem? How well I think it fits in the game? So yeah, it should be pretty simple. And remember, this is just my opinion. I'd be happy to see your guys' comments below. So let's just get started. I'm not going to try to waste your guys' time. This is a lot to go through. So first up, we got All I Need by Slushy. It's a pretty catchy track. I've said it multiple times before. You know, cute little house tune, nice vocal chops. It was the theme of Rocket League for a while when free-to-play dropped. I'd say it's pretty decent. I'll give it a B tier. Next up, we got All Star by Smash Mouth. Absolute classic song. Pretty sure all 2000s kids know it from Shrek. Somebody once told me. I know, I'm one of those people. It's pretty good. I gotta say, it does kind of get old hearing it over and over again. I've heard it so many times in my life, but it's not bad. I'll give it a B tier. Next up, we got Alone by Marshmello. I know this isn't that popular in the Monstercat community. I know a lot of people don't like him or this song that much, and it's not that great. I mean, it's a basic trap song. As a player anthem, it's not that great either, but what's funny is if you remember my short from last year, I went to a Reds game and one of their players, Tyler Stevenson, actually used this as his walk-up song for a while. I went to a couple games this year so far and he changed his song, thank God. So yeah, I'm going to have to throw this in C tier. Next up, we got Are We Still Young by Grant, arguably my favorite song by him, although Dead Man Walking with Ellis coming out this Thursday could definitely top it. I really hope it does, fingers crossed. In terms as a player anthem, this is nice, change of pace from a lot of these songs. It's pretty bop and future based, pretty bouncy, pretty lively. I like it a lot. I might be a little biased here. I don't think it's good enough to be S tier for a player anthem. For a song it would be, but for player anthem I'll give it A. Next up we got the first little album of tracks here. This has 3 songs on it. It's got Amen Brother, Funky Worm, and You're Getting a Little Too Smart. I do like the old school jazz style here. I've used Amen Brother as an anthem for a bit. Goes really well with the fancy Finnick decal, I might say. Grouping these 3 together though, I'll probably give it a C tier because Funky Worm is pretty annoying and You're Getting a Little Too Smart is just really forgettable. Next we have another 3-track album here. This time it's Behind the Scenes. This one features What's Up, Get the Party Started, and Open Your Eyes. What's Up got really annoying because a lot of people used it. Get the Party Started is pretty decent. Open Your Eyes is also another forgettable one. I'm going to have to round this out in C tier as well. Next we have the first of 4 Cascade songs. This one is Closer. It's a really deep trance song. It's not for everybody. It's a pretty dark atmospheric track. As a player anthem though, I like it a lot. I've used it quite a bit actually. I might throw it back on here soon. It's been a while since I used it. But I like it as a player anthem. I have to give it A tier. Next up, we got a truly iconic song here. You already know all the memes about it, Crab Rave. Now, I will say, I can't use this too often. It does kind of get annoying hearing it so many times, but that's actually a good thing. If you want to throw off your opponent a bit, they might get mad after hearing it so many times. So yeah, I'm going to have to give it an S tier. It's just too iconic. Next, we've got another little album here. This one's Drift. Features 3 songs like Hold On, Next To, and Open Up. Pretty futuristic sounding tracks. Pretty sure you could get these for free as well. Maybe tournament rewards or some Rocket Pass. I've never actually used them, but I have gone against players that have used them a bunch, and they're not bad. I'll have to give them a B tier. Next, we got an old classic electro song here from the Nerds, Disconnected. Pretty sure you could get this one for free when the 10-year anniversary pack came out. You already know my thoughts on this song. It's a great song that's aged well, and it's actually really catchy and nice as a player anthem. I'm going to have to give it an A tier. Next we got Endgame by Boss Fight. Really like the uncaged vibes here. It goes pretty heavy. And I like that because a lot of these are more melodic. And don't get me wrong, you know I love melodic stuff. But sometimes you got to throw in some bangers for a player anthem. And this definitely fits that bill. Is it good enough for A though? I mean, it is kind of harsh sounding sound design that can get old. You know what, I'm gonna have to give it B. I think it's just not on the same level as these. Next, we got the first Athena and Smile track, Eternal. I do love this song. It fits the theme of Rocket League wonderfully. I like the old school future-based production. It's pretty unique. It's actually really good as a player anthem as well. Can be a good pick-me-up. Can really get you going. I'm gonna have to give it an A tier. Next, we got Everything Black by Unlike Pluto. I need to check out Unlike Pluto's off-label stuff. I used to, like a long time ago, but it's been a while. This is probably his most popular song to date, at least on Monstercat. And I didn't think it would work that well as a player anthem, but it surprisingly does. I like how it goes up and down the scale and the drop it uses. And it's not bad at all. I haven't used it that much. Maybe I'll give it a shot. I'll have to give it a B tier. Next we got Fall by Isaac App. If you don't know, he's Turtle. He's one of the casters for RLCS. Great guy. And he's got a nice little rap tune here. I don't think I purchased it actually. I don't think it was free either. But you know rap isn't really my thing, so I don't really care for it. It's not bad. He's got a nice flow to it, but it's just not one I would use. I'd have to give it C tier. Next we've got Flip Reset by Cascade. Now after All I Need came out when free-to-play launched, when Season 2 launched, this kind of took over the whole being the theme of Rocket League for a while. It's a really nice little catchy house track. Pretty simple, but it gets the job done. And I like it a bit better than Closer. I'll have to give it an A tier. Next we got Furiosa from Fast and Furious. Now I'll admit I haven't seen all the Fast and Furious films. In fact, I've only seen the first one, so I'm not really sure when this song shows up. But in terms of being like a Latin hit, it's pretty good. Not as good as Tokyo Drift, as you'll see later. But for what it is, it's decent. I'll give it a B tier. Actually, no, I can't do that. I have to put it in C. Next we got Good For Me by Data. And I gotta say, I used this as my player anthem for a long time when it first came out. I find it really enjoyable. It's nice laid back, some great vocal chops, and once again, it's really catchy. And it'll get stuck in your head without getting too annoying, so that's really good for a player anthem. And you know what? I might have to throw this up in S tier with Crab Rave because this is probably the player anthem I've used the most since they came out, and I just never got tired of it. And we got a fairly recent addition here, the James Bond theme. I'm not the biggest fan of the James Bond films, but it is an iconic theme song, and it's not a bad one either. I've actually played it on trumpet back in middle school jazz band before, so I know how it goes. It's not my favorite. I probably like themes like Mission Impossible better, stuff like that. And yeah, it just kind of sounds off when you use it in the game. Like I've gone against some players that used it, and it just doesn't really fit the whole Rocket League theme. It's supposed to be like a spy theme, and I'm just not feeling it. So I'll probably have to put this in C tier. Next we've got Keep Up the Pace by Stonebank. This dropped when Season 4 did. It really nails the whole desert western theme, and this song grew on me a ton over the last year. It might have been from me using it as a play anthem for a really long time. I probably used it just as long as Good For Me, maybe even longer, so I'm going to have to put it up in S tier. It's just got a really good flow to it. It's got that uncaged, heavier side, but it's not as abrasive as in-game, so I like it a lot better. I'll have to give it S tier. Next we've got Llama Bell by Epic Games. This was part of the Fortnite collab. I used to play Fortnite a lot back in the day. I haven't really liked it ever since Chapter 2 started, so I don't play it that much anymore. But I've actually always liked this Llama Bell song. I have the emote in Fortnite. It's one of my favorites. So because of that, I'll have to put it in B tier. Not any higher though. It's kind of cringe, you know. Fortnite and Rocket League, I know a lot of people don't like that. I'm kind of indifferent towards it, but yeah, I'll give it B tier. Next, I believe this is Loca. I forget who the artist is, but you'll see it on the screen. This was part of the Mexican Heritage Month, I think. This one, I feel like no one ever uses it. I don't even remember how it goes, really. And so, with it being that forgettable, I have to give it C tier. I haven't put any down here yet. It's not like I hate it, you know, but I just don't remember it, so C tier. Yeah, C tier feels right. And next, we got a huge album here, The Love Is Love. It was for Pride Month 2021, I believe. There's like 8 songs in this thing. Most of it's just like poppy hits, and I don't really care for that kind of stuff. The one thing that did piss me off though was how much people use Monero by what's his name, Lil Nas X. Like I swear everyone was using that as their player anthem for like a month, and it got super old. So because of that bad taste in my mouth, I'm gonna have to give it a D tier. Next we got 2 separate Madness player anthems here. One of them is made by Epic Games, so it's just kind of like chiptune sounds, and the other is the official Madness by Saxsquatch with Tokyo Machines production. So picture this as the Saxsquatch production. This one's going up in A. The Epic Games one down in D because they're not even comparable to me. Why would I ever use this when I have the Saxsquatch one? But that's just me. Next we got Miles to Go by Cascade. This is like the only Silk song I've added to any of my playlists. Like I just don't care about Silk, but because this was one of the first and part of the Cascade EP, I listened to it a lot. I like how the chill house vibes are. As a player anthem, it works pretty well. It's got a nice chill vibe to it, and I'm gonna have to throw it up an A. Cascade's just been consistent all around. And here we have the latest player anthem to be added. It's Moment by Athena and Smile. I would say this collab is not quite as good as Eternal. That's just my opinion. Maybe if I listen to it more, it'll grow on me. It's a very different vibe from Eternal, still future-based, but just not as good in my opinion. But it might grow on me. For now, I'll just give it B tier though. Next, we got Nevada by Vicetone. Definitely their best song, at least the one out of the ones I've heard. It's very iconic. On the brink of being overplayed, but it's still a really good commercial house track, one of the best in fact. As a player anthem, it's pretty good as well. It just has that nice kind of like ravey vibe to it. I don't know how to describe it. It works really well as an anthem. I'll give it an A tier. Next we have the Rocket League OST Volume 1. And side note, I don't know why they removed all these songs from the in-game playlist. Like you can't listen to this in the lobby or in the games if you want to, which is annoying. You can only listen to them if they're equipped as a player anthem, which is stupid in my opinion. Don't know what they did with that. There's like 10 songs in this, I believe. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of them kind of sound similar. That's what one of my friends said when he first started Rocket League. He's like, all the music sounds the same, you know? And I can't argue with him with that. They are pretty old. They're from like 2015 and made by like the same artist throughout, I think. Mike Holt for most of them. They could definitely be better. They've aged decently. Just not, I guess there's a nostalgic factor for a lot of people for these. For me, it's not really there, but I gotta respect them. I gotta give it a B tier. Then similar deal here with the OST Volume 2. This one's full of like 3 remixes, or yeah, I think it's 3 remixes, and then the Rocket League Throwback Anthem, which I actually used for a while, which is like a rock anthem. Very different vibe from the remixes. I kind of like the variety in here better than the OST Volume 1. Kind of just like the songs a bit better, and it's only 4 of them, so I'm gonna have to give it an A tier. And next we got the Overtime theme from RLCS. I've actually never heard them play this in one of their streams, which is funny. But as a player anthem, it's pretty simple, it's pretty catchy. Just a nice little melody they got there with the horns, the trumpet, so you know I like that. Honestly, I'd have to give it A tier. It just fits the game really well. Next we got Player of Games by Grimes to fit the whole Season 5 space theme for Rocket League. And this song grew off me pretty quickly, kind of got old. And that her follow-up song that was added a bit later was a bit better in my opinion, as you'll see. For this one, I'll have to give it C tier. Next we got Potions by JT Roach, Slander, Said the Sky. Yeah, this one just doesn't fit the game in my opinion, and it's one of the most, it's not the most exciting feature-based track whatsoever. Drops are pretty lackluster, and I just don't like how it sounds as a player anthem. It kind of kills the hype after you score a goal. That's just me though. I'm gonna have to give it D tier. Next we got Same Mistake. Pretty average mel dub. I actually really liked this a lot when it first came out. I used it as my anthem for a while, but it did kind of grow off me. This high pitch whistles or leads or whatever they are in the drop kind of got old, but it's not bad. I'll have to give it a B tier. Next up is Savior by Hope Rocks. Yeah, you know my opinion on this song. Definitely one of my least favorite of 2021, and I don't like it as a player anthem, so it's kind of the same opinion for both of those. It's going down in D tier. Next, we got the Season 2 bundle here, and there's 4 anthems with it, I believe. So Brutal Darkness, pretty standard, like Neurofunk DMB, I'm pretty sure is what it is. And then they've got Everyone Dance, which is alright. Rave's alright, but Tropical Breeze just gets on my nerves. My friend uses it all the time. I just don't like how happy it sounds for this game, no offense. I just hate the Tropical Breeze vibes to it, so that one kind of drags this down for me. The other 3 aren't anything special. I'm gonna have to give this C tier. Next we got Shine Through. This one wasn't as egregious as Love Is Love because there's only half the tracks. Once again, they're pretty poppy, and I don't really care for them that much. They do have their catchiness, but they're not memorable, so I'm just gonna have to give this C tier. Next up we got Shimmy or Shinigami Eyes, whatever it is, by Grimes. This one's a lot better than Player of Games in my opinion. I just like the production a lot more, and it's kind of got a weird vibe to it. The lyrics are pretty dark, and I kind of like that. It's pretty mysterious. I would definitely use this as a player anthem. I have to give it A tier. Next we got So Good, another one out of the Mexican Heritage or Spanish Heritage Month, I think. This one's pretty vibey, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty different for the game. Somehow it works as a player anthem. Like, I don't know if I would use it personally, because I don't think I even bought these, but it's not bad at all. I'd probably give it high B tier, maybe low A, we'll see. Next we got Solar Eclipses. Yeah, this one got super annoying. It was one of the free ones, so I've heard it so many times. It's not even that good of a song. I actually get really annoyed whenever this comes on, so I'm gonna give this F tier. Next we got Solid Ground by Cascade, and I think he's gonna go 4 for 4 on A tier for his player anthems. They're all just really good. I don't know if I'm really ordering these from left to right being the best, you know. If I were to, for the 4 Cascade songs though, I'd probably go Flip Reset, just because it fits as a player anthem really well. Then Solid Ground, then Miles to Go, then Closer. Next up we have my personal favorite player anthem out of all of these, so you know it's going straight to S tier, Stronger by Stonebank and ML. Need I say more? It's just a really good pick-me-up song, really motivating, pretty hype, just checks all the boxes for these player anthems and what I think they should be, so that's an S tier. Next up we got Tokyo Drift from Fast and Furious. Now, I already said I haven't even seen the Tokyo Drift movie, but this song's pretty iconic. My friend's a huge fan of the Fast and Furious movies, so he likes it a lot, and I gotta say, it's a pretty funny tune. It gets stuck in your head very easily, and I've used it a lot, and it's arguably S tier. It's definitely high A tier for me. It's just a really fun track, and it fits the Rocket League theme pretty well, you know. Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna have to give it S tier. It's too good. Next up, we got another pretty recent album made by like Epic Games Audio or whoever does these, same ones that did Drift, and this one's really forgettable to me. I think there's like 5 songs in it, but I could not tell you how they go at all. So because of that, it's probably no better than C tier for me. Yeah, we'll just leave it in C tier. Next up we got Union by Vendetta. Not quite as good as Good For Me. It's another chill vibe, got some world influence in there. Pretty decent, but as a player anthem, I don't think it works really. It's a little too chill for me. Like, this song's pretty chill, but somehow it works better as a player anthem. I don't really know how to describe it, but Union's not the best as a player anthem, so I'm gonna have to give it C tier. Next we have the first album where it was made by like the Epic Games themselves or Psyonix or whoever. Once again, I'm not too sure, but it's Watch Me Go, and I think this one has like 5 or 6 songs in it, and they're pretty like gritty songs, like not synthwave, kind of like mid-tempo stuff like that. They're not too good though. They're all pretty generic and really forgettable, so I'm gonna have to give it D tier. Next we got the Sideswipe collab, and I'll be honest, I haven't played Sideswipe in a hot minute, but I do really enjoy this song. It's not for everybody, kind of divisive with the chipmunky vocals, you know. It's like, what's it called? It's some type of, it's hyperpop, that's what it is. Yeah, so it's definitely not for everyone, but it is for me, and I use it as a player anthem for a while. I'm sure it can probably get on the nerves of your opponent, so that's a good competitive advantage, so yeah, A tier. Next we got We Own the Night, the last of these 3 Spanish heritage songs, I'm pretty sure. This one's just like another pop song, kind of like Love Is Love or Shine Through. It's not really anything groundbreaking. It's not that great either, so I'm going to give it C tier. Next we got the Throttle Where You Are Deluxe EP bundle. Comes with 4 songs. You got Bloom VIP, Cities, For Me VIP, and Japan VIP. These are all great songs. For Me VIP is probably my favorite, other than Cities. Cities is the best because it's the original. Bloom VIP works really well as a play anthem. It's got that happy hardcore vibe, kind of like Stronger, just a little bit weaker. Japan VIP, nice D&B remix take on the original. Collectively, this is no less than A tier. It's arguably S tier because it's so like integral to Rocket League these days. Everyone knows Throttle and that green face right there. So yeah, A tier. And last but not least, we got We Won't Be Alone by Faint and Laura Brim. Now, I said this in a recent video of mine that this song has been played to the ground because of how popular it is, so it's gotten pretty old to me. It's still pretty good and it's aged pretty well. I just wouldn't really use it as my player anthem personally, but in terms of all of these, it's definitely solid. It's definitely like a uplifting song if you need that after you score a goal. It's probably on the same lines as Nevada, so I'll just give it A tier. And there you have it. This was a pretty sped up version of going through all these because there's like 90 plus. Kind of skipped through some, just grouped them together like I said. And yeah, they're not really ordered left to right because I'm pretty lazy. But yeah, that is my tier list of all the player anthems so far. Let me know what yours is down below. Thanks for watching, guys.